and welcome to Naturally Case in Point, and I'm your talk show host, Miss Nat. Naturally is always going to be you. Case in point will be any situation, condition, and circumstances that you are challenged with on a daily basis. In this forum, we will ask you to do a you on you, so to speak. Download yourself to yourself. Back in the day, they called it check yourself before you wreck yourself. Download yourself to yourself, do a you on you, and there's no right or wrong answers here because it's just you for you. And so we'd like your participation, we'd like your feedback once you do this. And our topic for today would be forgiveness. There are a lot of people working out of a state of unforgiveness in their lives. They just can't seem to forgive people. And forgiveness is really totally off the board. That's a word you don't hardly hear anymore. In our society, we're learning to fight it, argue with them, and it's apparent on the TV shows you watch. There's always a lot of violence. There's never a lot of talking, just getting with it, just throwing punches and snatching and pulling and punching, and no forgiveness, nowhere. And a lot of people are beginning to think, well, children are coming up with no idea of what forgiveness would mean because they don't see it portrayed on television. They don't see it in their daily lives. Mom and daddy fighting, cousin and uncle fighting, they fighting at school or being bullied. There's no forgiveness even on the table. And back in the day, I want to say now, when we were coming up and our grandmother, she always taught me that, yeah, baby, people gonna be who they are. But see, grandma had a different remedy for everything. They had a finesse about things. They had a certain uh, something about them where they didn't dispose of people. They wasn't ready to get rid of you just because you did something wrong to them, and especially if you were family. It just didn't work like that. It just did not work like that. Now, what they did do, grandma would say, baby, I'm going to feed them with a long hound spoon. And then I got to realizing what the difference was when she said it. A regular spoon, they close. You can feed them closer. Don't take long to get it to them. A long hound spoon, you ain't getting that close to me no more here. And if it ain't working right, they hit them. A longhouse spoon served two purposes back in the day. You don't just act like that with people. You don't. It just didn't happen. So when you're dealing with people that are not forgiving, the tragedy of it is, to me, is when it's in the family. When you have first generation family members that don't get along, my, look at that generational curse. The wee ones under you, they learn not to speak to the other ones, and then they learn not to speak to another generation. Come on, people, this stuff can go on for 30, 40 years. Think back about 2 weeks ago. I'm going to say maybe 2 months ago. Did somebody hurt you? Did somebody say something to you, throw you under the bus, so to speak, throw shade on you, and you mad at them? Because you think they should apologize? And they probably should. But the fact of the matter is they probably won't. And so now every time you see them, you in an unforgiving mode too, because you feeling like she need to apologize to me. Yeah, she probably does, but you probably won't get it either. You just won't. A lot of people are not made that way. And forgiveness, if you can't forgive, that's not a good state to be in because it always keeps you in anger and it keeps you remembering what happened to you. Well, let me tell you where that's a problem, remembering. Because means to reassemble, to redo again. Member means to bring back all of those people, the consciousness of feeling, the faculties of everything that happened to you. And you keep remembering, you keep reliving it. And some of you, let's be honest, you can recall it just like that. It may have happened 10 or 20 years ago, 5 weeks ago, maybe 5 months ago, but you can recall it just like that because you're not willing to let it go. You like that. You stay that way instead of chalking it up to the game and saying, oh, well, that's them. I'm going to leave them alone. That's what some people lead. A whole lot of leave alone. You can't make anybody apologize to you. And those who need to apologize, they probably won't because as time goes on, if you don't get an apology when you think you should, chances are you won't get it unless somebody grows. And I'm saying you may be growing, but the other person may not be. They may be really hurt. They might feel justified in how they hurt you. Your job on today is get over it and move on. Chalk it up to the game because that's all it is. Everybody is not going to apologize. Everybody's not going to be forgiven. Now, should we? By all means, because let's face it, people, we all have only one universal address, and that's planet Earth. You can't go anywhere on this planet probably where somebody won't make you mad or offend you at some point, or you do the same to somebody. So starting here and now today, we need to learn how to just say you're sorry. And if you can't say you're sorry, do things that would say you're sorry to somebody. And if somebody's trying to do that, meet them where they are, people. Meet them. Because everybody's not going to apologize to you like that. They might come around with some food or a little liquor or something. They want to be your friend again, but they don't know how to say, look, so-and-so, I am very sorry about what I did. But then the other thing I want to say to you, I said in another segment, when you say I am, that's what you are. So we're not going to say I'm sorry. We're going to say that wasn't my intent. How can I make it right? Because I'm sorry means you just as sorry. And I know it's a blanket statement. This is another thing I'm saying. The world has dummied us down to say things that when you think about it, you are sorry, but you're not sorry like that kind of sorry, like woe is me kind of sorry. No, you're saying to the person, this is what you should say. I didn't mean that. That was not my intent. How can I make this right, or can I fix this? Don't say I'm sorry. To me that doesn't fly well. If you know what saying putting behind I am, whatever you put behind I am, you are. And I just don't think you want to be that kind of sorry. Um, a lot of people are in relationships with people that they just can't get out of, and you've been hurt by them. You've been crushed, wounded, drug in the mud, and everything. And and you living with them, and are they saying they sorry? They're not saying nothing. So what you have to do as an individual, especially if it's your family, your husband, your kids, or your sister, you just have to learn how to chalk it up to the game and keep it moving. You know, don't fret, don't worry yourself, because nothing grows in a place like that. You might grow, but you're not growing to your fullest. You're not growing to your everyday wonderful that you really are. Continue to grow. And some people, before I leave, some people have to have a whole lot of leave alone. Just leave them alone. If they don't want to apologize to you, that's fine. They should keep your name out of their mouth, though. But they won't apologize, that's fine. Let it go. You be you naturally. Case in point, find that calm inner peace that keeps you balanced, because that's all it is. Life is a balancing act, and you're going to have to learn how to balance, okay? We want to thank you for sharing this moment in time with us in the afternoon or whatever time of day you spent with us. Thank you, and have a wonderful day naturally. See you next time.